everybody. Welcome to Intuitive Goddess Tarot 911. I'm Jenny. Happy Sunday. So I am going to do Virgo and Taurus today just because they seem to be really popular. If you are another sign and you want another sign, please let me know. Often I'm called to do signs, but these are the two that I have been doing recently. So that being said, let's get into it. These readings are timeless, so if you're seeing it, whenever you're seeing it, it's for you. And, you know, don't force the readings. If they're not for you, they're not for you. They could be for a friend. They could be for a family member. So just keep that in mind. Usually, you know, the first few minutes in. So let's do Taurus. So we got a bunny with a pearl, which is super cute. What is that? Oh my gosh, I almost dropped it. Some kind of weird bird, okay? This looks like a thing of lipstick. What else? A partridge. A black clover. And a little white kitty. All right, let's grab a rune. All right, I have never gotten that one before. Let's see what it means. All right, so it kind of looks like a cat head. Where are you, cat head? Is that it? It is. The self. Man, woman, the human race. All right. Let's get into this. All right. So I was called to do something strange, which is very like me. So we're going to use this deck. This little deck. We're only going to use one card from it, but that's how we're going to start the reading. And whatever comes out, we're going to go and do the reading based on that. So is this a yes or a no reading for the collective? Like, is this something that they need an answer on? Do they need to know one way or the other? This is a sign. Spirit, you're really funny. Okay, what's it a sign of? I know I said I was going to use one, but a sign to reconsider. Okay, let's get into it. Holy angels, Holy Spirit, Taurus people. What the heck is going on here? So let's start with this deck. What does the collective, the Taurus collective, need to know about that this is their sign that they need to reconsider something? What is it that they need to reconsider is the big question, I suppose. All right, let's see. You need to consider whether you're going on a retreat or not. Whether it's time to stop mourning someone or something. Self-care. And you're under a spell, bewitched. Interesting. I'm going to look up that 37 because I think I know what it means, but I want to make sure I know what it means. All right, let's see. This card represents the bittersweet moment when you know it's time for something good to come to an end, but you'll still miss what you had. I find there is a lot of pressure to move from past grief rather than through it. Often a failure to acknowledge the grief can lead to doubt about a beautiful new path that is ahead of you. Huh. Says, trust where you are headed right now. This will lead to many more happy memories. You are safe and you are supported, even if you do not know what comes next. What about 35, Spirit? So it says that basically you should be pursuing the people that make you happy and not going after situations in a shallow way. Like if you were in a relationship with somebody because they had a lot of money or something of that nature. How interesting. Okay. All right. So to recap in the short version right now. So you need to consider whether you should be focusing on yourself, focusing on what makes you happy, and knowing that you watching this reading is a sign, I would say. Okay, so let's use, I like to use these, or you know what? I didn't mean to choose this deck, but we're going to use it because I picked it up. Because whatever I'm drawn to is what I'm using. So, all right, holy angels, holy spirits, what do we need to know about the Witch of the Woods and the retreat? What is going on there? A gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom, earth intelligence. Okay. So maybe you need to talk to someone about whatever the situation is, because it says wisdom transmission, earthly intelligence. All right, what about morning? Emerald tablet activation, cosmic order, divine alchemy, conscious manifesting. Well, you can manifest whatever you want. I always say that. I do it quite frequently, even if it's just for silly things, or what I deem silly things. But manifesting is great, and we can all do it. You just have to, be focused and in the right frame of mind. So what about self-care? Akashic Stargate. Align with purpose. Crossroads. No wrong path. Interesting. Okay, so I feel like what's putting you on the path is you taking care of yourself. And you're at a point where a decision has to be made. What about you're under a spell? Clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. So I don't know if you guys, how do I say this? So if you have gone through trauma in your life, an icebreaker for when you're getting to know people is, oh, I've been through this, I've been through that. And basically you tell them what your story is. And by telling that story, you're keeping it alive, basically. So if you let that go, and that's not one of your go-to stories, you're releasing your past, which makes you free from it. I'm not saying you never need to talk about your past, but talking about trauma and breathing it in every day and, keeping it alive, basically, just makes you live in that morning. So I feel like this could be what the crossing the veil would be about, is you choosing yourself choosing to let yourself be unwitched, I guess, and to move forward without all that trauma. All right, what else, Spirit? Because I'm going to use the deck that I actually wanted to use, which is that sister deck to the Witching Hour. I don't know why everybody names their deck the Witching Hour, but I think it's appropriate with this time of year. So let's keep going. I'm going to get a drink first. It's very warm up here. All right. So, what about the wisdom transmission? What about that, Spirit? Decisions. Yeah, we know. We know. This person has decisions to make. We know. Align. Yes, we know that too. What else? I'm not being flippant, Spirit, but this is a little silly. Guidance. I'll have to pull tarot because this is like, I mean, I get it. This is an important message, but it's like basically saying the same thing again. Communication. Funny, Spirit. Okay. So, let's get some tarot because this is like, I don't know. And we're going to actually use a different deck that I don't normally use because I feel like it is called for in this situation. So we are going to use the Light Seers deck, which is beautiful. And I feel like the messages come through with the image, if that makes sense. So, Spirit, I know you're probably being funny, but what about these decisions? I mean, we know that this Taurus person has some decisions that have to be looked at, but what about that? Like, strength. Okay. So I don't know if you can see this picture, but there's a woman and then there's a lion on the other side of her face. So I feel like it means that as you transition through this, oh, I've been wronged, I've been abused, and it doesn't matter what it is, because, and I'm not dismissing anybody's story by any means. At some point I will share with you kind of what happened to me as a kid, just so we can connect on it, but I do feel like you letting go of your old stories is going to help you move past this. But what else? Five of Swords. Yeah, this has been a long time coming. You have basically been beaten to the ground and you're ready to let it go. You're ready to move on. What else? Judgment. So at any point in our lives, we're all under judgment, right? It's like karma being a part of everybody's life. So, but I feel like with this card in particular, and I'm going to pick it up and show you, you're letting go of self-judgment. Maybe you have beaten yourself emotionally because of what you've gone through. And we all make mistakes. I mean, if you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. So give yourself some grace, I guess is all I'm saying. What else? The Moon. So since we are talking about how you're feeling about yourself, moving through these processes, letting old stories go, I feel like you may find out more things about yourself that you didn't know, if that makes sense. So just keep that in mind. It could be that you're stronger than you know. I mean, who knows, right? What about advice? Two of Pentacles in reverse. Stop holding on so tightly. Release. Ten of Swords. Yes. Yes. It's time to move on. Let the past go. And I don't know why, but I feel like birds could be significant to you. Just because of, I mean, there's crows on here, there's wolves, there's a lot of crows. And then there's doves, I think. But the birds came up in the reading, right? All right. Advice. What do we need to know about advice? This feels very... what's the word I'm looking for? Very old spiritually, whatever this is. So maybe you carry the wisdom of your elders. Hopefully. I mean, we try, right? It depends how much wisdom you've gotten from them. All right. What is advice for the collective spirit? The Coyote. Revealer of the truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for traps and tricks of life and learn from them. I think that's almost exactly what I said, but I love it when the cards are right. So, all right. Here you are, friends. So this was another amazing reading. Whoever you are, you have the strength within yourself to really let things go and get this off the ground. So this is your sign that this needs to happen. Please let me know if this resonates, because I feel like this is a very personal reading. But I don't know. Let me know. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Take care. I love you guys so much. Oh, thanks for all your likes, your subscribes, just for watching the videos. My views have gone up a lot. So I'm hoping to really get this thing off the ground this time. I know I took like a super long break, but summer's a hard time to be, you know, focusing on things like this. But I feel like this is the perfect time of year for this. So anyway, let me know if you guys need anything, if you want a personal reading, if you want a tarot party, if you're local, and just be good people and take good care of yourself. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.